In any war, there are heroes on both sides. Similarly, the Wen-Wu paradigm can be seen in the different characters of the movie Hero. A nameless warrior is invited to meet the Qin Emperor as he supposedly killed the 3 most wanted assassins that hadn't been caught for a decade: Long Sky, Broken Sword, and Flying Snow.
How swift your sword must be! How were you able to do all that by yourself?
I killed Long Sky first while your guards were watching.
I suspect you and Sky were allies. You were able to defeat him for one reason only.
What reason?
He lost to you deliberately. In order to assassinate me, the 2 of you staged a fight, using my guards as witnesses. The hard part was persuading Sky to place his life in your hands. Your sword may be swift, but not enough to defeat Sky, yet he willingly fell under your blade. What courage, what gallantry! So Sky was your first accomplice. So your plan all along has been to assassinate me yourself.
How impressive to see the Emperor's thought process to be so clear and accurate. You're right.
A man from Qin would never try to kill me. Who are you?
I am a man of Zhao. My family was killed by the Qin. I was orphaned and got taken in by a family here in Qin. 10 years ago, I discovered my real identity and decided to avenge the people of Zhao and assassinate you.
Then why are you being hesitant? You are within 10 paces of me. You are able to do it.
It is because of Broken Sword. He has written 2 characters in the sand before I came here. The words were, "Our land, Tianxia." That is when I realized that you might be the only hope for China to unite and bring peace for all. He hoped that for the sake of the greater good, I would abandon my plan to kill you. He said one person's pain is nothing when compared to the suffering of all.
I am moved to hear that the person who understands me the best is an assassin. No one has ever grasped what I have been trying to do. I commend his logical reasoning.
This is why I will spare you. Only your majesty has the power to bring peace by uniting your land. The conflict between Qin and Zhao means nothing compared with peace for all.
As Nameless spares the Emperor's life and dies himself, Flying Snow is enraged as she knows that the only person that could have affected Nameless's decision was Broken Sword himself. Originally, she ends up killing Broken Sword as she sees him as a traitor that did not let her avenge her father's death. But when Flying Snow realizes what she did, she commits suicide to be with her lover, Broken Sword. However, in our version, Broken Sword, who represents Wen, should convince Flying Snow, who represents Wu, that sparing the Emperor is the right decision since the fate of all of China is more important than her own father's death, and killing the Emperor will not bring her father back. Additionally, if she's forever driven by her Wu characteristics, hatred and revenge, she will never be fulfilled. We see this play out in the original movie where Flying Snow has nothing to live for after she kills Broken Sword and gives up her revenge on the Emperor. Additionally, according to journal articles in the secondary scholarship, the Stellar Transit chapter of Embodied Modernities, Wu is generally not as highly valued as the more refined Wen. The importance of Wen is highlighted throughout the movie through color, calligraphy, and the effectiveness of discourse. These elements show how Wen is a weapon in and of itself. Broken Sword is often associated with colors such as blue and green, which symbolize peace, intelligence, harmony, and balance. This aligns with Wen and his logical, strategic character. Calligraphy is seen as a weapon through the calligraphy school that stands against the Emperor. The written words was seen as more valuable than the martial resistance to the attack. Lastly, the effectiveness of words is depicted through the fact that Broken Sword only needed to write out 2 characters, "Our land," in order for Nameless to give up on his year-long assassination plan. Moreover, the Wen and Wu dichotomy is expressed in both political contexts and personal relationships. For example, Emperor Qin exemplifies both Wen and Wu through his ruling style. He embodies Wen through his logical, strategic, and patient approach to planning the unification of China. Yet he also expresses Wu through his vicious and cruel military tactics that cost the death of 28 million individuals. With regards to the personal sphere, the Wen and Wu paradigm exists in the relationship between Broken Sword and Flying Snow. Broken Sword remains collected and logical, whereas Flying Snow is driven by emotion and impulsivity. Overall, friction between Wen and Wu arises in both political and personal spaces, yet Wen should prevail as it has throughout Chinese culture. Therefore, instead of killing Broken Sword, Flying Snow recognizes that he is right and agrees to take him back to her hometown so that they live peacefully together for the rest of their lives.
The only way he would have failed is to give up willingly. What did you say to him?
I only wrote 2 characters. Our land.
Is the country all that you care for? What about me trying to avenge my father's death for years now?
Sparing the Emperor is the right decision, as the fate of all China is more important than your father's death, and killing the Emperor will not bring him back. If you are forever driven by hatred and revenge, you will never be fulfilled. I know it is hard to accept this, but our suffering means nothing compared to peace for all.
I know you're right, but I just want him to feel the pain that he has inflicted on me by taking away my father from me.
I know, but I'm sure he has. He never lives peacefully, as he is always worried about getting assassinated, and nobody understands his motives and sees him as a tyrant. Let's go home, okay? Just like we always talked about.
You are right. I should not let my emotions overcome me. Let's go home.
Flying Snow takes Broken Sword back to her hometown where they study calligraphy and grow old together. At the same time, Nameless dies at the hand of the Emperor as he did not go through with his original plan, and China becomes united under Emperor Qian.